regards to the 89.9 billion, I received a directive, no, which emanated from a cabinet meeting led by President Marcos, asking me to remit the 89.9 billion. So like a good soldier, I am following them. No? Again, with regards to the 89.9 billion, because it's not only you, Honorable Senator, it's not only Honorable Raffy Tulfo. Everyone is texting me, calling me, saying, ba't hindi mo inisip yung health concerns ng mga tao, pera ng health yan, bakit mo ginagawa yan? Again, I want to reiterate to this honorable committee and to everyone here in this room, no, I received a directive, no, which emanated from a cabinet meeting led by President Marcos, asking me to remit the 89.9 billion. So like a good soldier, I am following them, no. Now, I'm not a lawyer po, so of course, before I did it, I made sure I got clearance from COA, from GCG, and from OGCC. And today, I'm very happy to see my good friend here with us because yesterday, I don't know if you're aware, Solgen came out with a lot of opinions, very good opinions and statements, no, regarding this transfer, that it is legal, it is above board, blah 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 blah, and all that, no. So,
So you mean legally possible po ito?
Yes po.
So legally possible yung
That's again po, I'm not a lawyer, but that's my understanding based on the opinions of COA, GCG, OGCC, and as of yesterday, Solgen.
So legally lusot kayo, but for me morally unacceptable po itong pag-transfer. Marami pang naghihingalo ng mga kababayan natin. Walang pambayad sa hospital.
But Senator,
Morally unacceptable po itong pag-transfer. Marami pang naghihingalo ng mga kababayan natin. Walang pambayad sa hospital.
but Senator, I am just an ordinary member of this government. I was asked,
Marami pang naghihingalo.
and as of yesterday, Solgen.
So legally lusot kayo, but for me morally unacceptable po itong pag-transfer. Marami pang naghihingalo ng mga kababayan natin. Walang pambayad sa hospital.
But Senator, I am just an ordinary member of this government. I was asked to do something. How can I
Sa
go
lahat
against it,
Sa
sir?
lahat ng magiging desisyon mo, isipin mo parate yung mga mahirap, yung mga pasyenteng naghihingalo na walang pambayad. Isipin mo lang parate yun.
Sir, well, if the board will support us, if the PhilHealth board will support us, baka mauna kami, no? But again, like I said, I'm not so sure if the board will fully support us, no? But we'll keep you posted po, Senator.
You are
no?
the president of the board.
I'm the I sit as vice chair po. The chairman is Honorable DOH Secretary Ted Herbosa po.
But
I
you are
sit as vice chair.
But
And-
you are the face of PhilHealth.
Okay.
Kayo
po.
pong nagpapatakbo, you're part of the EXICOM. Kung ano naman siguro ang rekomendasyon ninyo ay malaking weight po yun, no?
That's true po. Pero I don't know if you recall po, when I announced this in our last hearing, the next day, lumabas po sa newspaper si Secretary Herbosa. Sabi niya, he's strongly against it. In fact, yung exact words niya, what the hell is Ledesma talking about? No, he's never heard of anything like that, and he thinks it's outrageous.
So ibig sabihin
I don't think I will be able to get his support on this po.
So ibig mo
Kailan po mag-uumpisa na libre na po, covered na ng PhilHealth, ultrasound, MRI, CT scan, pulmonary workup, SGPT, eye test, ear exam, even yung pong cleaning ng ngipin. So gusto ko po covered yun at walang copay, especially pag sa mga mahirap nating kababayan. At sabi niya po, it will be done. Ano pong status, sir?
Honorable Senator Tulfo. We are still studying this, but we commit to comply with this directive within the year.
So when you say pag-aaralan pa lang, sigurado na ba o hindi sigurado? Ang gusto ko pong sagot, sigurado, pag-aaralan namin kung paano magiging sistema para mangyari po yun. And that will be music to my ears.
Honorable Senator Tulfo, we are studying it in our coverage for senior citizen, indigent, PWD, with a provision of no co-payment.
So ibig sabihin, mangyari pa rin talaga yun. No co-pay, especially sa mga minimum wage earners. They're not considered indigent, pero mababa yung kanilang sweldo, tama-tama lang, wala na silang dapat babayaran na co-pay or out-of-pocket expense.
Yes, Mr. Chairperson, Honorable Senator Tulfo, This will fully apply if the minimum wage earners will be admitted or confined in government facilities and government-owned institutions. So yes to that, sir.
No, kasi there are times na puno na po yung ospital sa government, pila-pila na, kailangan na ma-check up yung isang pasyente at ang available time na pwede sila ma-accommodate ay sa private, so dapat pati sa private din. I don't want our minimum wage earners to be treated as second-class citizen. Kailangan makatikim din sila ng serbisyo ng private hospitals. Kasi sa ngayon, nakakatikim lang serbisyo ng private hospitals ay yung mga can afford. Pag minimum wage earners ka, hindi ka pwede pumunta ng private hospital dahil magbabayad ka, malaking copay dyan, etc. So, I don't want our minimum wage earners to be treated as second-class citizens.
With that said, sir, we will include private hospitals then.
Thank you
In our
very
study.
much. And this is recorded, ano? Pwede ko kayong tingilin.
Yes, sir.
Yan ang gusto ko sa Mr. Ledesma. Palagi mong kinokol yung mga request namin dito, lalo pat kung mahirap na kabayan ang ating pinag-usapan. So, pro-poor ka pala talaga. Thank you for that.
Basta makatulong po kami, Senator Tulfo, we're always there po.
Prophylaxis, yung teeth cleaning, dapat covered yan at libre, especially sa mga minimum wage earner, again, sa mga senior citizen. Dahil ang dami ko nakikita, in fact, I talked to some people sa DOH na isa sa mga problema ng ating bansa ngayon, yung sira-sirang ngipin at napakaraming mga bungal, mga kababayan natin, because they cannot afford. Pag pupunta sa dentist, bulok na, saka palang sila magpapa-check up at yung pala, hindi na maremedyoan, bubunutan sila, and then pag nabunutan sila, bungal sila, wala silang pambayad ng pustiso. So, gusto ko covered yan, pati yung pustiso covered. Libre.
Yes to that, Mr. Chairperson, Honorable Senator Tulfo.
Okay. Kasi mas maganda yung bago pa man mangyari yung sakit, na-address na sa pamagitan ng early check-up. Makatipid pa tayo. At hindi kailangan public dental clinic. Pati sa private, allowed sila.
We will include it in our consulta package po.
Thank you, sir. I really appreciate that. How about doon po sa tinatawag na gamot program para sa mga seniors? Gusto ko po, libre na rin po yung mga maintenance para sa mga senior citizen. Allow rin yung mga maintenance para sa puso, diabetes. Halimbawa, pupunta sa private hospital, itong kababayan natin, at mahirap siya. And then, niresetahan siya ng doktor sa pagkukonsulta. So, yung gamot na yon dapat libre.
That's correct, Mr. Chairperson. It's covered under the Consulta program.
At 100% coverage.
Yes, Mr. Chairperson.
Paano po malalaman ng mga pasyente na meron palang konsulta program dito, or pag private, ito pala accredited, at dito natin magpakonsulta, and then maresetahan ako ng gamot, libre, complements of the PhilHealth, anong klaseng information dissemination meron kayong ginagawa?
Through our employees in the region, we're also announcing this information through radio as well as TV programs, Honorable Senator.
May buntag sa aton tanan, magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. No? Health is a fundamental right, not a commodity. As chairperson of the Committee on Health, I believe that every Filipino should be able to access healthcare they need to survive and thrive. Our goal is simple. Ensure that public funds for health services are utilized to benefit Filipinos in need. Ang PhilHealth po ay para sa health. In the previous hearings of this committee, we covered several areas of concern, including the continued effort for the release of health emergency allowance for qualified health workers. Ito po yung mga services rendered na po since the start of the pandemic. Our push for better health infrastructure in communities, such as the establishment of super health centers we advocated for before, and proper implementation of regional specialty centers law, which we principally sponsored, and better access to medical assistance for the poor through the Malasakit centers, which we championed and institutionalized into law. Today, we shall also hear the updates of the Department of Health on various health concerns, such as the mpox, leptospirosis, and dengue. In the past two hearings, we questioned the transfer of 89.9 billion excess funds of PhilHealth to the National Treasury that remains unutilized, despite the growing number of poor patients seeking help from the government. Sana naman po'y magising na po ang pamunuan ng PhilHealth. Hindi naman sila bangko na dapat mag-ipon lang po ng pondo. Gamitin po ito para maproteksyonan ang kalusugan at buhay ng bawat Pilipino ayon sa kanilang mandato at alinsunod din sa Universal Healthcare Law. Ilang pasyente na po ang makakapagkonsulta sa doktor kung gagamitin lamang po ang 89.9 billion para sa mga pasyente. I-compute nyo po sa inyong mga calculator o sa inyong mga cellphone dyan. Yung almost 90 billion na yon kung tutuusin sa 1,000 pesos per konsulta. 90 million Filipinos na po ang malilibre. Ilang kababayan na po natin ang maiwasan po ang mas malalang sakit kung makapagpakonsulta sila ng maaga. Samantala, maraming Pilipino pa rin ang takot magpakonsulta dahil sa babayarin sa ospital. Takot talaga sila magpa-check up. Dahil pagtingin pa lang nila sa ospital, ako, laki ng babayaran. At saan kami kukuha ng pambayad? Hindi ko talaga maintindihan kung bakit meron pa rin pasyenteng namamatay, naghihingalo, habang ang laki po ng pondong natutulog sa PhilHealth. Na-discover natin, 500 billion ang reserve fund ng PhilHealth. Kaya nga po, winalis na lang po ng National Treasury kasi sobrang araw po ang inyong pondo. We have heard and supported the appeal of the medical community and their strong opposition to the transfer. Just recently, business groups have also called out PhilHealth that despite posting surplus funds, the agency's health insurance coverage is still at the bare minimum. Members continue to disproportionately shoulder the burden of their hospital and healthcare expenses. The Philippine Chamber of Commerce, or the PCCI, does not see the need for another premium rate hike to sustain its operations and services to its members. It needs efficient management of its funds. Several economic experts and former officials of the National Economic Development Authority, Department of Budget and Management, Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, and the Department of Finance also explained that PhilHealth is a social health insurance program that is distinct from other government-owned and controlled corporations or GOCCs. Is that its funds are devoted to a strictly specific purpose. Health po ito. PhilHealth's funds are ring-fenced to meet the objectives of the universal healthcare, expanding the scope and coverage of health benefits for its members and reducing out-of-pocket healthcare expenses to the maximum. Ito pong issue ngayon dito yung binubunot po ng mga pasyente tuwing nagkakasakit sila. Yun ang katanungan na dapat masagot po ito ng PhilHealth. Habang nandiyan po yung inyong reserve fund. Magtatanong talaga yung mga kababayan natin, bakit hindi nyo gamitin yung pondo ng PhilHealth habang yung mga kababayan natin namamatay, naghihingalo, walang pambayad, nangungutang, nagsasangla, para lang po makalabas sa ospital. Ngunit higit sa lahat, maliban sa mga experts natin, pakinggan rin natin ang ordinaryong mamamayan natin dahil sila naman po ang mas nangangailangan. Karamihan sa kanila ay walang health emergency savings dahil maliban sa maliit na sweldo at kita, ay inuuna po nila ang basic needs. Importante rito yung pagkain, bahay, kuryente, tuition at pamasahe. Pero dahil wala namang pinipili ang sakit, ang mikrobyo, mayaman man o mahirap, oras na nagkakasakit ang mahirap na Pilipino, anong nangyayari? Binibenta ang kagamitan, naisasangla ang lupa, kalabaw, tricycle, naghihinto po ang pag-aaral ng anak, at nagtatrabaho, nahihinto po ang trabaho minsan dahil sa pambili po ng gamot. Lalo na kung ang breadwinner ang nagkakasakit, talagang guguho ang mundo ng isang ordinaryong mamamayang Pilipino. Dito sana papasok ang gobyerno kasi nasa saligang batas naman natin na isang basic right ang kalusugan. Kaya sinisiguro natin na mag-invite rin tayo sa hearing na ito ng mga ordinaryong PhilHealth members para bigyan po ng mas konkretong mukha ang sitwasyon at nangyayari sa buhay ng mga Pilipino. Bakit masyadong nagiging komportable na tayo sa ating mga air-conditioned boardrooms and offices? Ngunit nakakalimutan na nating bumaba talaga sa mga pampublikong ospital at makita ng personal na yung mapait na katotohanan po ng mga pasyente. Pakinggan po natin sila dahil pangako ko naman po sa ating mga kababayan na papagamit po itong committee. Meron po kayong avenue na makapagsalita po kayo. This Senate hearing will give more voice to the voiceless among our people. It is often said that health is wealth. My understanding is that if we increase our government investments in health, we also increase our potential investment returns in the form of a healthier workforce, less expensive medical procedures, and better performing economy. Transferring this 89.9 from PhilHealth to non-health projects is a step in the wrong direction. We now reiterate our appeal to PhilHealth to use the available funds for health to help Filipinos with their health care needs. Ang pondong para sa health ay dapat po gamitin para sa health. Ulitin ko, hindi ako titigil. Health, health, health. Para po sa health yan. PhilHealth must deliver on its promises to the people whose health they are mandated to protect. First, to increase its case rates which have been insufficient in covering medical costs. Napakaliit po talaga ng inyong case rates. Halimbawa na lang po, si Ma'am Miss Maydan Algalado, Mrs. po ni Sir Walter, nakikiramay po ako. Nag-contribute po siya ng 200,000 sa kanyang sweldo. Kinaltas po ito sa kanyang sweldo. Nung namatay po ang kanyang asawa, isa pa namang provincial health officer na nagserbisyo po sa panahon ng pandemya. Inukol po niya kanyang buhay para magserbisyo po sa ating mga kababayan sa Cam Norte bilang provincial health officer. Nung nagkasakit naman po siya, hindi niya po na-avail yung 200,000. Less than 50,000 lang yata ang na-avail niya. Nalugi pa siya, namatay pa, at hindi pa niya napakinabangan yung pinaghirapan niya. Bakit po hindi niyo ayusin yung inyong case rates para mabawasan naman yung mga out-of-pocket expenditures ng ating mga pasyente? Second, expand benefits to attain universal healthcare as promised by the Universal Healthcare Law. Nasa batas po yun. Third, remove the single period confinement policy, which we deem illogical and unacceptable given that we cannot predict how often we get sick or when we will need to avail of PhilHealth benefits. Halimbawa, pag tayo po'y nagkasakit ng pneumonia, na-admit tayo, bawal na pong makover ito within 3 months. Mapigilan ba natin magkasakit? Pasintabi po sa kumakain. Ako, mahilig akong kumain ng mga street foods. Pag nagka-diarrhea po tayo, bawal na pong i-cover muli ng PhilHealth dahil sa inyong single confinement policy. Buntis, nagka-bleeding, maselan yung pagbubuntis. Bawal pong i-cover muli dahil sa single confinement policy. At marami pang iba, I'm sure. Tingnan niyo po ito at nangako po kayo na tatanggalin niyo po itong single period confinement policy. Tuparin niyo po ang inyong pangako. You are under oath at papa-oath ko kayo muli. Hindi po pwede rito yung promise, cross my heart. Tuparin niyo po inyong mga pangako sa mga mahirap. Nakasalalay po dito, Mr. Ledesma, ang buhay ng bawat Pilipino, yung mga mahirap nating kababayan. Sana maintindihan niyo po, mahirap pong maging mahirap. Fourth, recommend a reduction of premium rate contribution. That is why we in the Senate also push for the passage of Senate Bill number 2620, which I am one of its authors and co-sponsors, to amend the Universal Healthcare Act in order to lower premium contributions of direct members to 3.25% in 2025. Habang nandiyan yung pondo ninyong napakalaki, dapat po ibabaan muna yung premium contribution dahil bawas po ito sa sweldo. Bawat piso, napakahalaga po ito sa mga ordinaryong mamamayang Pilipino. Pinagpapawisan po ito. Lalo na sa panahon ngayon, ang hirap po. Mahalaga po bawat piso sa kinikita ng bawat Pilipino. Fifth, review its fund utilization as they are asking for 74 billion as subsidy for next year's national budget despite still having accumulated excess funds. Ibig sabihin, maghihingi na naman kayo ng subsidy sa gobyerno for 2025 habang Andiyan pa po inyong reserve fund. Dapat po i-explain nyo na mabuti. Bubusisiin namin dito sa Senado ang inyong budget. Lastly, maaari, nasa korte naman to ngayon, stop the transfer of the 89.9 billion to the National Treasury. PhilHealth should provide free medicines. Kapag-aralan yung mabuti yung free medicines, yung libreng gamot, and other services to poor and indigent patients, and make sure that every Filipino who is already considered a member of PhilHealth gets to benefit from all the health programs they are entitled to. Sa mga nakaraang pagdinig, marami po kayong pinangako, President Ledesma. Inasahan natin mayroon kayong konkretong plano at hindi iwas pusoy lamang po ang ating marinig mula sa inyo sa araw na ito. Gusto ko lang pong
Your
pakinggan
Honor,
yung pangako nyo.
we hear you loud and clear. We agree with you. And rest assured, again, I'd like to reiterate and rest assured this honorable committee, we are aggressively enhancing all of our case packages. No, we are constantly looking at ways to increase and enhance our benefit packages. So we hear you loud and clear, Senator Go. No, tinitignan po namin lahat, and we will continuously be aggressive in increasing the case packages. Promise po yan from PhilHealth. Thank you very much. Could we bring down the premium contribution rates? I agree with you po, 100%. In fact, we will recommend, we at PhilHealth, upper management, will recommend to President Marcos that we bring down the premium rates. No?
May lumapit po sa akin si Cebu. Ako pa mismo naghanap pa ako ng murang dentista doon kasi yun ang ni-request sa akin na magpalagay ng pustiso. Pasubo ako, sarili kong sweldo, binayad ko doon sa pustiso.
Again, Honorable Senator Go, Honorable Senator Tulfo, we hear you. We will study it. We will include it po.
Thank
Promise po yan. Give us a little time.
Thank
We will study and include it po.
Isa pa,
Actually po, yes, well, especially after this very nice hearing po that just happened, we will do it immediately po. As early as this afternoon, I will convene our team and we will recommend for a reduction in the premium rates, contribution rates to President Marcos po.
Opo, dahil
Immediately po, to answer your question.
bawat piso po ay napakahalaga sa ating mga kababayan po.
Yes po.
Mabigat po yung contribution na yan. Tapos makikita nila may natitira pang balanse. 89.9 billion. Meron pa bang isusoli kayong pondo this year?
Wala na po.
So wala na.
Wala na po.
Promise yan.
Promise po.
Oh.
Cross my heart po.
Umuuga na yung ngipin. Nakita ko, ginanon niya, tinali yung ngipin, tapos inila. Totoo yan. Baka pwede niyo namang malibre, kawawa naman yan. Magkamali yun, magka-complication pa yun. Pag nagpa-complication yung pasyente, tapos pagbalik na naman doon sa pagpapacheck up, hindi na naman sasagutin ng PhilHealth kasi bawal.
Promise po. We are currently looking into it po. And then actually, pati si Yusek Chong po, we're working very closely. She has a lot of good suggestions which we also consider.
Dami mong promise, nanonood sila. Yun, mag-promise ka sa taong bayan, ha?
We will comply po, mga taong bayan. Promise po yan.
Promise ni President Mandy Ledesma yan.
Promise po yan. We are thoroughly reviewing another round of 30% increase across the board. No? So po, that means all of the 9,000 case rates, almost all of that, will be increased by another 30%. And we can commit to this honorable committee po that will happen before the year ends po, or before Christmas po. Mangyayari po yan. So magiging 60% na po.
Babantayan ko yan. At yung tanong
Yes,
ko
po.
kanina sa single confinement, totoo ba yun? Hindi pwedeng
Yes, po.
pag nag-bleeding ka ngayon, after 2 weeks, bawal na, same confinement?
Actually, thank you for your question, Honorable Senator Bongo. No, that PhilHealth circular po was released 2013. No, more than 10 years ago.
So ba't hindi nyo tinignan ito, hindi nyo binago?
So actually, now that thank you again for pointing it out, no, honorable senators, no. Talagang laki talaga yung tulong niyo sa amin po. Because of that, and it's been so long, we are going to thoroughly study the revision and possible removal of the policy of single period of confinement po. So rest assured po, we shall do that immediately po.
So
Thank you
tama
for
yung
point.
sinabi ko na
Tama po, and thank
single confinement lang.
yes po, and thank you very much for
Yung
pointing it.
pasintabi sa kumakain, yung diarrhea. pag nagka-diarrhea kayo, na-admitted ka, after 2 weeks, bawal ka magka-diarrhea o bawal mong i-avail yung...
Tama po kayo. Seems to be a flaw in that circular. So, like I said po, rest assured, we will look into it immediately, study thoroughly,
Sir,
and get back to you.
Yan po yung mga pinangako mo, President Lesma. While waiting for the Supreme Court's decision, sana po may resulta na po ang mga pangakong binitawan niyo po sa mga previous hearing. Pangatlong hearing na po ito. Gaano katagal pa ba maghihintay ang mga pasyente? Hintayin pa ba natin? Mamatay na lang po yung ibang mga pasyente na hindi pa nila na avail ang kanilang dapat na ma-avail from PhilHealth. While PhilHealth has a proposed budget of 74 billion for next year, which they may yet again fail to efficiently utilize, our specialty hospitals suffer from budget cuts in their proposed budget. Kindly take note of this, DOH. No? The proposed budget for the Lung Center of the Philippines is reduced to 711.3 million in 2025 from 791 million in 2024. Binawasan. NKTI has been allocated 1.49 billion in 2025, which is a reduction from its 1.63 billion in 2024. The Philippine Heart Center also suffered a budget cut from 2.41 billion in 2024, naging 2.21 billion na lang po in 2025. The Philippine Children's Medical Center has a proposed budget of 1.40 billion in 2025, a decrease from 1.96 billion in 2024. Tingnan niyo po yung pumipila dito sa mga hospital na ito. Puro po mga mahirap nating kababayan. Dapat nga i-increase pa ito, knowing na ang dami pong pondo ng PhilHealth para ma-avail naman po ng mga kababayan nating mahirap. Nakapila po yan dyan sa labas. Hanggang ngayon, yung mga pasyente, mga kamag-anak, nagmamakaawang pumunta rito sa Senado, humingi ng tulong hanggang ngayon. Kaya, nung 2020 budget deliberation ng RITM, hindi po ako pumayag na bawasan po ang pondo ng RITM. Ni-reduce ng DOH. Alam nyo, kutob ko lang po. Hindi ako pumayag. Nagkatotoo po yung kutob ko. Sino ba mag-expect darating yung pandemya ng 2020? Binawasan nila ang RITM ng ilang milyon. Yun pala, pagdating ng 2020, yun ang pinaka-importanting opisina na kakandak ng test na pinapadala pa po sa Australia. 1 week pa yung resulta. So, lessons learned tayo dito. The more we should invest sa ating health care. Meanwhile, according to the DOH, government hospitals still have 14.8 billion in unpaid claims from PhilHealth. Government hospital na hindi nyo pa nababayaran. This is why we will thoroughly scrutinize the proposed budget of PhilHealth in the upcoming budget deliberations. We also take notice that the Supreme Court already set the oral arguments regarding the cases filed before it on January 14, 2025. By then, nalipat na po siguro yung buong 89.9 billion. Although we recognize the independence of the judiciary as a co-equal branch of government, sana po yung mabilis po ito, madesisyon na kaagad. Dahil this affects the benefits ought to be received by millions of Filipinos. By the time makapag-desisyon sila, tapos na. Ilan pong Pilipino pang matutulungan ng mga pasyenteng mahirap dito sa 89 billion. Though nasa korte na po yan. Ang pakiusap ko lang po sa ating PhilHealth, sa natitirang pondo nyo po, yung 5 punto po dito. Increase case rates, lessen the out-of-pocket expenditures, bawasan po yung premium contributions, increase benefit packages, remove single confinement policy, at marami pang iba. Utilize your funds, please, PhilHealth. I'm appealing to you. Maraming salamat po. Para sa akin, ang kapakanan at kalusugan ng Pilipino ay hindi po dapat pinag-ihintay. Ulitin ko po, ang pondo ng PhilHealth ay para po sa health gamitin. Imbis na pinapatulog ng PhilHealth ang pondong pangkalusugan, na mula naman po sa taong bayan at para po sa taong bayan yan. We will continue to fight for affordable and accessible healthcare for our people and oppose anti-poor policies of PhilHealth.